This is a phrase I like. Actually, I have a whole chapter in my book on this. The chapter's titled Employees Are Volunteers and Managers Are Stewards. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. So as I said, I finished grad school and my MBA in 2000. And, if you think about a lot of the management practices and philosophies and that sort of thing that were taught, certainly when I was in business school, a lot of the thought leadership around management was developed in the 20th century. But it was developed in an era that's very different from where we are now. And if you think about through the 19th and certainly 20th century, it was a very different kind of economy. Jobs were very different. Workers had very little mobility. And what I mean by that is they didn't have nearly the ability to move and change jobs. Well, we work in a very, very different world today. The 1,500, 1,600 employees that we have, not to mention, all of our medical staff, but even our internal employees, these are talented people, knowledge workers. They have lots of choices. I mean, it may take them, a month or two to go find a new job, but they have lots of choices. And for a big part of the workforce today, it's different. The people that work for you, they get up every morning and they make a choice to drive into the office or log on to the Zoom or, whatever. They're choosing to do that. The relationship between a boss and employee, a manager and a team, whatever, is fundamentally different than it was 50, 100 years ago, when a lot of the management practices that we were taught were created. Here's another way of saying this that I think is maybe a little more powerful. The people that work for you, the people that report to you, that are on your team, they are voluntarily putting their time and their talents in your hands, in the trust that you will use them in a way that is good for them and is good for others. Think about that, right? We have, we have our talents, our skills, things that we can do. We have amount of time that we can work. And if I'm coming to you and I'm saying, I am going to work under your direction, I am giving you authority over me to direct what I do with the two things that I have that are, my most precious asset, which is my time and my talents. And I'm giving them to you, and I will submit to your authority because I'm trusting you to use it in a way that's going to be beneficial to me. Now, as a leader, I can't think of a bigger position of responsibility than someone giving that to me. I am a steward, right? I have stewardship over the time and talent of people who report to me, and I'm going to be held accountable for what I do with that. Not just from my boss and not just from my shareholders, but from them and whether or not they continue to volunteer to be a part of what we're trying to do. It's a different thing than, frankly, I was taught in business school, but it's a way more powerful relationship. One of the messages that we try to instill in our leadership and our managers, and I wish we had this language even earlier, is to say, look, as a leader, hey, gone are the days where they have to do what you say just because you do, right? They'll do what you say, but you got to make sure that you're thinking about them as a key stakeholder in your business.